Anabolic steroids. It's that big topic that nobody wants to talk about. Anabolic steroids, it's that big secret that nobody wants to admit to. But today, that's exactly what we're going to be talking about. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Harry Ely, and trust me, I know a lot about anabolic steroids. So hit that subscribe button, stay tuned, and check out this video. Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about the big dark secret that nobody wants to admit to: anabolic steroids. Now, if you're watching this video from the UK, then you know that the UK is in another full lockdown. Now, from a YouTuber point of view, trying to create content when you've got no gyms, no fitness competitions, not a lot to do, you start thinking, what am I going to make videos about? So I get a lot of messages every week because I'm a personal trainer. I get messages all the time asking about that big dark secret, anabolic steroids. Okay, it's the question that nobody ever wants to ask, and it's the thing that nobody ever wants to admit to. So that's why I'm making this video today, to discuss my knowledge or my background with steroids. But before we do so, a little bit of a disclaimer. Remember, I am not a doctor. Do I look like a doctor? I'm not a physician. That means I am not legally allowed to give advice on taking anabolic steroids, and I would not promote the usage and taking of anabolic steroids. All I'm doing is telling you about my experience, my past experience with anabolic steroids. Now, you may be watching this video and thinking, who's this guy with his top off in the gym, covered in tattoos? Taking the top off is just a little bit more dramatic, you know. If I put my jumper on, it's just not as entertaining or exciting. Anyway, getting back to the point. If you've watched my previous videos, you'll know that I've actually served 3 years in a maximum security prison in Spain. How? Why? If you watch my videos, you'll see. 20 years ago, I was an international drug smuggler of steroids. We used to go to Pakistan, Karachi, which is the capital city, and smuggle steroids back to the UK via routes through Europe and via Spain, which actually led me to getting caught in Alicante airport at gunpoint. Yeah, that was fun. And unfortunately locked up for 3 years in the maximum security prison in Alicante. Now, you can see this on my previous videos, and also the guy that I was working with at the time, Chet Sandhu. He'll not mind me mentioning his name because he is all over YouTube. He is huge. He's been on Lad Bible. We have both been on Sean Atwood's crime channel. We're everywhere, okay? Because this was 20 years ago. This is a long time ago, okay? So not only did I serve 3 years in a maximum security prison in Alicante, I also got caught in the UK because I was also heavily dealing in steroids in the UK. Somebody must have informed the police. The police then wanted a huge big, I don't know what you call it, an investigation. And sadly, I got my front door kicked through, and the police recovered tens of thousands of pounds worth of anabolic steroids. So, getting back to the main point, what do I know about anabolic steroids? A hell of a lot. So this video is to just educate you guys about steroids, because if you're thinking about going down that route and taking steroids, you might watch this video, think twice, or you might want to do it more. I don't know. So I'm just going to talk about my past experience. Now, before we get right in this video, I think I'm going to put my t-shirt on because it is absolutely freezing in this empty gym, which is closed, by the way. Okay, so give me 2 seconds. I'm going to get my vest on. Okay, so let me just start off talking about steroids, because steroids are synthetic versions of the male hormone testosterone. And this is what makes us guys. It gives you hairs on your chest. It gives you bigger muscles. And it makes you more confident. And it makes you a man. Okay, guys who are naturally bigger, they've got bigger amounts of testosterone that they're producing. Guys who are smaller just aren't producing as much as some big guys. So when you are putting artificial testosterone in your body, it's going to make you bigger. Now, the thing is with steroids, when I say it's this big dark secret, a lot of people I know will go out at the weekend and take recreational drugs. snort cocaine, take an ecstasy pill, whatever the drug is that they're going to use. Then they'll go, yeah, got drunk, done a few lines. They'll admit to that, openly admit to that. But they will not admit to taking steroids. Oh, no, 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 don't take steroids. That's cheating. Okay? So if I was going to be competing in a natural bodybuilding show and I was taking steroids, fair enough. That is cheating. Okay? Now, what you've got to remember is anabolic steroids are medicines. These are medicines that are designed to treat and cure people for many, many disorders. We're not going to get into the scientific behind this, all this, and the medical reasons, but these are medications designed to treat and cure. Doctors administer these drugs to help people. Okay? It's like anything. If you drink a glass of wine a day, it's pretty good, it's healthy for you. If you drink a bottle of wine a day, it's not so good. Anabolic steroids are the same. Bodybuilders and people in the fitness industry use steroids to get a better physique, to build more muscle, for competition, or for fitness modeling, or whatever it may be. Okay, now I'm not saying this is right, but it's like anything. If you do it correctly, under the supervision of a doctor or some medical professional, and you take it properly, it's like anything. If you don't abuse it, it's not going to be as bad. That does not mean you should rush out and buy steroids and start taking it. Definitely, definitely not. What I'm saying is, think about it. If you're thinking to yourself, you know, I want to build up some muscle, I want to look good on the beach next year, I might take steroids. Research everything before you do so, because remember, you're going to be playing around with your body's natural hormones. Now, I get asked all the time, do you take steroids, Harry? We're not here to discuss my personal sort of steroid use, but yes, when I was younger and I was heavily, mixed up in selling steroids, international smuggling or shipping of steroids, then yeah, you was using your own product because you need to be an advert for what you sell. This is a long time ago when I was a lot bigger. I'm nearly 43 now. My main goal is fitness, having a healthy physique. And at 43, if I can still have, some visible abs, I'm a happy man. And so getting back to the main point of the steroids is, if you are thinking about taking them, please go into Google and research everything before you even take a tablet of Dianabol, a tablet of Anavor, or an injection of testosterone. Research it. Please educate yourself, because yes, you're going to get good results, but you may also get bad negative side effects. As with any drug, even drugs that are good for medical reasons, there's always a side effect, especially if you abuse it. Now, with my experience, what a lot of guys do, especially big guys, is they think more is better. If I take more steroids, I'm going to get bigger. If I take more injections, I'm going to get bigger. It's a lot to do with your genetic makeup. You look at a lot of these top pro athletes, Mr. Olympic competitors. These guys are naturally big anyway. And these guys are using a lot of anabolic steroid hormones, as well as growth hormones, insulins, all that sort of stuff. So taking a few injections and taking a few tablets isn't going to give you amazing results. You will get results, but I wouldn't be blown away, because a lot of guys and women, they neglect the three main things you need to focus on: training, nutrition, and obviously, if you're taking steroids, the supplementation. A lot of people I know will take steroids, they'll train like animals, but they'll eat shit. Some guys I know eat well, take steroids, but they don't train hard enough. And they wonder why they don't get the results. You need to combine everything together. Train hard, eat sensible. Remember, if you eat shit, you're going to look shit. Eat good, you're going to look good. And also, when you're taking steroids, you need to consider drinking more water, keeping your body healthy, keeping your liver healthy. Remember, these steroids, things like oral steroids, tablets, they tend to be a little bit harsh on the liver. So you got to think about all these sort of things. Don't be taking these things for a prolonged period of time. I'm not saying steroids are bad, but I'm not saying they're good. And I'm not saying you should do them. I'm not condoning it. Yes, I have used steroids many, many times, many, many years ago. Okay. And I never really had any bad side effects. The one thing which people get fearful of is getting spots. If you're a naturally spotty teenager, then the chances are when you start taking steroids, you're going to get spots again. The whole myth about taking steroids is going to make you aggressive and moody and angry, I can kind of agree and disagree just from my own personal sort of usage in the past. Now, if you're just naturally a grumpy person, you're just moody and grumpy all the time, the chances are you're just going to get a little bit more grumpy. If you're like me and you're naturally happy, you know, they call me Happy Harry for a reason, because I'm always happy, cheerful. Yes, some of YouTube videos I have a little bit sad and down because I've had a few little issues in the past, all smoothed out, and I am as happy as Larry now. But the point is, if you're naturally a grumpy person, it's probably going to make you more grumpy. If you were a spotty teenager, it's probably going to make you more spotty. I didn't start puberty till I was about 16. Honestly, everybody at school had hairy chests, big deep voice. Not me, had this squeaky little voice, didn't have any facial hair. As soon as I started taking steroids, my God, the facial hair, look at this, it just grows. My chest, if I shave it, look at it. It's like spiky. I only just shaved it last week and it's growing in already. Because when I took steroids, I was a very late developer in puberty. And this is partly one of the reasons why I thought, you know, I want to do this, because I was getting picked on at school, I was getting bullied. You can see my previous videos about being bullied. And this is what drove me, mixing with different crowds and going to the gym. And I was tempted. And I thought, you know what? I want to be like these guys. I want to have big muscles. I want to have a hairy chest. I want to have facial hair. And it's the peer pressure. So I took steroids. Okay? And I got big. And that's when I started working as a doorman, bouncer, security. And that's when I got really involved in steroids. This is why I'm saying I know a little bit. I'm not like a doctor and I can explain the science behind steroids, but all I can say is from my own personal experience, I kind of know a little bit. Okay? And you've got to remember as well, if you're thinking about taking steroids, you must think about what you're going to use. Okay? Different people react differently to different steroids. Not every steroid is the same, okay? For example, without getting too technical, some people cannot tolerate DECA. It gives them side effects that I don't really want to talk about on camera, okay? That's what I mean. Okay, the dreaded DECA dick. Had it myself. I used DECA in the past, and it didn't do wonders down there. However, some people don't have that problem. There's another drug called Tren, or Trenbolone. Now, this is a veterinary drug. Bodybuilders will use it when they're competing because it gives them a very grainy, vascular, pumped up look, which is fantastic for stage. But this is the one steroid which I personally found makes you extremely emotional. Okay, what do I mean by that? If I was taking it, I didn't get aggressive. I'd want to cry all the time. I remember one time sitting watching a KFC advert, and it was kind of a sad advert. It wasn't like just chicken and chips. It was like an advert of, how can I explain it? It was like an advert of this family growing up and watching the children grow up, and they're having KFC when the kids were little and KFC when they were older. Then their kids had kids and they had KFC. And I sat there and I was like, crying my eyes at watching this advert. I was like, what the hell am I doing? I'm crying watching a KFC advert. Seriously? But this is what it does to you. It makes you look good, but it makes you very emotional. And I know that from experiences I've read, Tren can make people go crazy. So bear this in mind. If you're thinking about taking steroids, read up on it. And I would say my advice is, do not listen to every gym expert, because everybody in the gym is an expert. Oh, you don't want to take this. You want to take that, stack it with this, stack it with that. Everybody in the gym knows best. And just because the guy in the gym is the biggest, doesn't mean you should listen to him. Definitely not, okay? Just because he's massive, doesn't mean he knows what he's talking about. I'm not saying I know what I'm talking about. I'm just sharing with you guys my past experiences of using steroids, selling steroids, and international, it sounds bad when you say drug smuggling, international shipping of anabolic steroids, basically going to Karachi, which is the capital of Pakistan, because this is where a lot of the drugs are manufactured, and then shipping them back to the UK. So, if you're going to take steroids, do not take multiple types of steroids. What do I mean by that? If you're going to take steroids, start off with something simple, an oral steroid like Anabol, okay? Because if you start taking an injectable steroid and an oral steroid, or two oral steroids like DECA and SUST and Anabol all at the same time, you're not going to know which drug is giving you what results if you're taking 3 compounds together. Is it the Dianabol? Is it the Sust? Is it the Deca? If you're going to take steroids, take one. Something simple like Dianabol. See how it goes. See what results are like. And then, if you were to be taking steroids and you're thinking, okay, I want to go to the next level, then introduce an injectable steroid. Okay? I'm not saying run out and do this. I'm just saying this is what I did in the past. I used an oral steroid. I got bigger, I got fuller, I got stronger. And then the guys at the gym were like, well, why don't you stack up some testosterone? Do a shot of Sust a week, 250 milligram. And this is what I did. And I got bigger and stronger. And it was good. I enjoyed it. And it was very handy for the job I was doing as a bouncer, because as a bouncer, if you're just a little skinny, weedy guy, then, you know, who's going to employ you? And obviously at the time I was working with some heavy people in Newcastle, and there was a lot of fights, you know, out there. This is the city of Newcastle. Out there, if there's anybody from Newcastle watching this video, you know what I'm talking about. Those streets are dangerous. They used to be extremely dangerous 20 years ago when I worked on the doors. Very dangerous. Now it's a very student-based city, so it's not as bad, but it used to be very dangerous. But out there in the streets, if you're a little skinny doorman, man, you got no chance. So the reason why I've made this video is because I get asked all the time, Harry, should I take steroids? Harry, what's your advice on steroids? I'm like, I don't know. You know, I'm no expert. Yes, I used to sell it. And yes, I used to smuggle it into the country. But it doesn't mean I know everything about it. I'm just sharing with you guys my personal experience. What I would say is train hard, eat sensible, do your cardio, get enough sleep, do it naturally, okay? Do everything you can naturally. If you get to the point where you just think, I can't get any bigger, I can't get any stronger, then it's your choice if you decide to go down that route of using anabolic steroids. That is your choice. But just be aware that for every action you do, there's going to be a reaction. Okay? You're going to see good results, but at some point, you're going to have to come off the steroids. And when you do, you're going to lose a lot of size. When I use steroids, I got big. When I come off the steroids, I shrunk. But this is what you would accept. But when you shrink, it plays your mind. You lose your strength. You lose that bulk in the muscles. You lose that definition, you know, that tone. And it makes you think, oh shit, I just done all that for nothing. So please, if you're going to consider taking steroids, think, research, and do not take advice of all the gym experts in the gym. Unless they're really, really knowledgeable and they're a doctor. Okay? So this is just a short video, just to share with you guys my little bit of knowledge of anabolic steroids. It's a very dark subject. It's a very grey area that nobody wants to admit to. But that's why I want to talk about today. Now, you've got to understand, most people will not admit to it who are on a professional level, because if they admit to taking steroids, they're going to get dropped by their sponsorship deals. If you're a super duper fitness model and you're on the cover of magazines, or you got this, you know, you're big on YouTube, you don't want to try and go, oh yeah, I look like this because I use steroids, because people are going to go, I'm not going to follow him. I'm not going to follow her. But then again, there's a lot of guys who I do watch on YouTube. People like Brandon Harden. He was a young teenage natural bodybuilder. He's got a fantastic YouTube channel. And then he went down the route of saying, you know what? I'm going to start taking steroids. If you guys want to unsubscribe my channel and, you know, kind of disown us, that's your choice. But instead, his YouTube channel blew up. And this guy is Brandon Harden. Look him up. You'll see what I mean. I've been watching him for years, and he's phenomenal. And he actually put a video out about how he was feeling emotionally taking steroids. Now, his physique is fantastic, a big guy. But he also talked about the side effects, the mental side effects, the emotional side of things of taking steroids. And it's fascinating. So, you know, I'll put the link in the description for his channel, because he is fantastic. And check him out. Okay? So, guys, I'm going to leave it at that, because I could waffle on all day about steroids back in the old days of selling them, shipping them, and all that sort of stuff. But, you know, I think I've said enough. If you want to continue this debate, please leave a comment in the box below. If you want to talk about steroids, if you want to criticize and you want to just say anything negative to me, that's absolutely fine. That's what this channel is about. It's about fitness, lifestyle, talking about the past, and talking about the truth. How many fitness YouTubers openly want to talk about that dark subject, steroids. Not many, but we have today. If you want to speak about it more, DM me, check out my Instagram page, Facebook page. And if you like this video and you think it was interesting, then please hit the subscribe button, because when I've checked my YouTube analytics, there's a lot of you guys watch my videos, but you're not hitting that subscribe button somewhere there. And also, I've invested in this real cool funky light that goes around here, which makes my face glow, just to make my videos more entertaining. And I think that deserves a thumbs up. So hit the subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys very soon in the next video. And I have got some really, really exciting news for my Polish girlfriend, who is also a bikini athlete, who is coming to the UK in 3 weeks. We're going to be making loads of YouTube videos, and I've got something really embarrassing that I'm going to do to her when she lands in the UK. Well, she's not going to land because all flights have been cancelled, but when she gets back to the UK, big surprise. Okay, so Natalia, Yahuda, if you're watching this video, kocham ciao, and I'll see you in about 3 weeks. Okay, guys, until the next video, take care, stay safe, and as they say in Polish, do widzenia.